So this is US dollar Japanese yen analysis for Wednesday the 1st of November. Now, let's just have a look what happened on the 31st of October. So, I'll just grab the pen. So we've got the 31st of October just there. We did come down into this 113 level. We're expecting to see a real test of this 400 period moving average. We didn't exactly come down to this 400 period moving average. We did catch a bit of a bid around this 113 level. And we've had a continuation all the way up to this 50, where is that? 1356, in around that level, 1356. We've had a decisive break, pretty strong upside momentum. Had a strong upside momentum for a break of the 1356. Had a bit of a pullback, bit of a bull flag, and at present on this execution time frame, we do seem to have a follow through. We've got a bull flag break to the upside, so we have to look for our next target here. So our next target is up at this 1430, where we've had a triple top on the daily time frame. We've also had, just most recently, we've had a proper test of the 1430, and we did see some selling momentum. So we do look poised to head towards this 1430 in light of the strong move off this 113 level. We've had a bit of a pullback in around this 1356, and we do seem to have continuation pattern. Very strong bull flag for a move towards this 1430 level, where we might see a pullback before we might see a break of this 1430 level. 1430 is being tested on. If it does go on for another retest, due to the frequency of the tests of the level, we could potentially see a break, and we'll be looking for upside targets. I'm just going to have a look at our potential upside targets. Upside targets, we've got 114.74, beyond which we've got 115.37. That's our upside targets if we do decisively break above 114.30. But as I've mentioned, 114.30 is a very, very strong level, and we've held as a triple top on the daily time frame, which is it's, I suppose I can't say it's unusual, but it's somewhat surprising. But as we have not even had most recent, we've not had a close on the hourly chart above that level. So we have to see our price reaction around this 114.30. That's where we'd look likely to head at present. So we could see a potential selling come back down for another test of 1356, beyond which we're looking for see our price react around this most recent swing low around this 113 level, beyond which we're looking at 77 and 52 for potential buys in the market, as we are operating in a slightly bullish. We're slightly bullish at present on the US dollar Japanese yen. So we have to see how prices react in around these levels I've just mentioned. So we're just going to have a look at the weekly time frame. I'm just going to clear this chart up a bit. So we do have the FOMC decision out on Wednesday. We do have some. It's not. I don't think it's not an interest rate decision. I think it's they're going to be meeting minutes or something. It's coming out in regards to the FOMC. So we do have that out on Wednesday. So if we do have a degree of hawkishness or a degree of bullishness in regards to the US economy, we could see the US dollar catch a bit of a bid, and that could be the catalyst to see a decisive break of 1430. Now, if we do have a look at this weekly time frame again. On this weekly time frame, it's I wouldn't say the market's even trending, to be honest. So we've had our recent highs up there. Well, not recent, it's a couple of weeks. Well, probably in this 2016, isn't it? On this weekly time frame, so we've had our series. The market's been quite indecisive in a way. So we've had highs in around this 1430. More recently, we've had some sell-offs, but we've had a low, a higher low, and a lower low. So we most recent of 107.32, and we've had a strong move to the upside from this 107.32. Had a bit of a pullback here on the weekly time frame, but we had a strong continuation pattern indicated by this candle, and we've had a move to test the 1430. On the 1430 though, on this weekly time frame, we have a bit of a pin bar form off this 11430 last week. So we did have a bit of a pin bar, which is a reversal sign somewhat, but we do trade the lower time frames. So let's just have a look at the daily time frame before we wrap up the analysis here on the US dollar Japanese yen. So on this Daily time frame, we just mentioned what we've seen. So in around this 114.30, as indicated by these red arrows here above, we've seen some selling momentum coming to the market enough of this 114.30. Now, surprisingly enough, we did catch a bit of a bid over the past 2 days on the US dollar against the Japanese yen. Not in the past 2 days. Yesterday really. On the 31st. We did come down towards this 113, almost where we've got the 20 period moving average. It's currently sitting at 1293. We did close pretty strong, close near the candles high, and we've currently so far on the 1st of November we can see we're getting a bit of follow through. As the candle did open at 1362, and we're currently trading at 1387. So we do look poised for another retest of this 114. We do poised for another test of 114.30, beyond which we'll be looking for 114.74 and 115.37 if we do get a decisive break of 114.30. If we do see a further breakdown, we've already mentioned the levels we were looking for to see if we do catch a bit of a bid around 113 and 112.77. So let's wrap up the US dollar Japanese yen analysis. So before I go, LCS, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.